It's time now for latest in local news. In the news, we're winding down the second week of early voting in the Georgia primaries, and locally on Thursday, another 89 voters cast their ballot here in Wayne County, bringing the total heading into the weekend at 1,095 votes cast. On Thursday, 78 Republicans voted, 11 Democrats. Early voting is taking place here in Wayne County both today and Saturday at the new voting election building, which is located at 306 East Pine Street in Jesup. Today, the time from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday's time from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is the final Saturday of early voting. Primary date is Tuesday, May 21st. After the weekend, one more Monday through Friday early voting period. Here locally, Wayne County voters deciding a sheriff's race between three candidates. Incumbent Chuck Mosley seeking a second term as a Wayne County sheriff, also seeking the position Donnie Gray and Toby Cameron. Toby Cameron running for the third time for this position. The Brunswick Judicial Circuit's election is the district attorney. Incumbent Keith Higgins seeking another 4 years. He's challenged by Republican ballot and longtime Assistant DA John B. Johnson. Several of the races on the ballot, but those are the two big races here locally. Once again, early voting today from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And again, you can vote this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Both trials in courtroom C this past week ended with not guilty verdicts. One of the case was a murder case in which a man from Alma, Georgia, Tuck Taylor, was shot and killed 4 years ago. It was never established what county he was shot and killed in, but his body was dumped at Lake Grace, so the trial took place here in Wayne County this week. On trial was Devontae O'Neill, who took the stand Wednesday in his own defense and denied shooting and killing Tuck Taylor. He stated he barely knew the man and that his friend Devontae Batten was the person who shot and killed Tuck Taylor. Batten had pled guilty earlier for armed robbery and as part of the shooting. This occurred back in 2020. Batten even testified in court for the state this week and told the jury that it was O'Neill who shot and killed Tuck Taylor. The jury deliberated and found Devontae O'Neill not guilty. And again, O'Neill walked out of prison Wednesday evening after serving 4 years in prison. On Monday, after a week-long trial, a jury found former Jesup police officer Stephen Wright not guilty on 3 counts and were hung on several others. In another case, which also dated back to 2020, Wright faced a 10-count indictment with serious accusations and charges of sexual misconduct while being on the police force. He also testified in his own defense, and after 7 hours of deliberations with Superior Court Judge Burt Guy, encouraging the jury to continue to deliberate and reach a verdict. Again, not guilty on 3 charges, not guilty of kidnapping, not guilty of influencing witness, and not guilty of sexual assault. They were hung on several other charges, and the state's Assistant DA Nigel Lesh says the state will pursue those charges in a future date. But again, not guilty verdicts in both cases held at Courtroom C this week. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor. Other commercial messages, please stay tuned. In other news, Monday's County Commissioners meeting made news as the commissioners voted 4-1 to exclude Commissioner Jamie Hickox from the executive session. As a reporter that's been covering city and county meetings since the early 80s, it was the first time ever witnessing such an act by a board. People were asking if it was legal. WIFO FM received a copy of the county's charter from County Attorney Andy Beaver. In Section 2, page 25, it reads that any commissioner that divulges, has previously divulged, or is threatened to divulge confidential information, legal advice, or strategy discussion may be excluded from participation in executive session by the majority affirmative vote of the Board of Commissioners. Commissioner that divulges confidential information, legal advice, or strategy discussions may be publicly sanctioned by a majority affirmative vote of the Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Jamie Hickox tells WIFO-FM that she has not been told what confidential information she supposedly divulged and states that she has been convicted without any hearing or her being able to defend herself. At the meeting, Chairman Mike Gordon stated at a previous closed session, the administrator, Paul Droddy, told them that the county was not planning to renew a contract with a fire consultant and that Commissioner Hickox called the consultant with that information. Hickox was visibly upset at the Monday meeting, not able to go back to executive session. Again, when they came out of executive session, Jamie Hickox, she sat and waited for the other commissioners to come out of the executive session. Jamie Hickox has called the Attorney General's office before Monday's meeting and filed complaints with the Attorney General regarding the Open Meetings Act, where she told the Attorney General's office that items had been discussed in executive session that did not fall within the permissible topics of executive session. County Attorney Andy Beaver has been sent a letter from the Attorney General's office about Hickox's concerns and has been asked to provide a response to the allegations within 10 days of receiving the letter from the Attorney General. The Attorney General also asked for executive session affidavits for an executive session held in the past 6 months. WIFO-FM will continue to follow the story as it develops, as the Attorney General's office is involved. Another reason given by the Commission to exclude Jamie Hickox from the session was that she notified the Attorney General. They felt that could be a legal matter. Once again, the Commissioner excluded from the executive session this past Monday, in which they did discuss the county administrator's evaluation, gave him a raise. Hickox was disappointed that she was not allowed to be part of that discussion. this past Monday evening. Today at Coastal Pines Technical College, local and area law enforcement conducting an active shooter drill at the college. Gets underway around 9 a.m. today, so if you see a lot of law enforcement headed to the college, hear a lot of sirens in the area. Once again, it's a training drill. Once again, this is taking place at Coastal Pines Technical College this morning around 9 a.m. Tomorrow, the U.S. Postal Service will pick up bags of food that you will leave at your mailbox, again, as they have their annual Stamp Out Hunger food drive. They ask you to bag healthy, non-perishable food items by your mailbox for your letter carrier to be able to be picked up tomorrow. They'll deliver the food to food banks in our community. Once again, that takes place tomorrow, so please spread the word. Help stamp out hunger. Again, it all takes place tomorrow. The mail carriers will pick up the bags of food. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes and news at the City of Jesup meeting this past Tuesday. City Manager Nick Ellis reported that the pool at Cracker Williams is coming along nicely, and they should have water in the pool by the end of the month. Fence is now up around the pool. The City of Jesup is accepting applications for lifeguards at this time. Applications are available at City Hall or online at jesupgeorgia.gov. Anyone 16 years of age and older is eligible to apply to be a lifeguard. If you're interested, stop by or call City Hall. That number 912-427-1313. City Manager Nick Ellis joins us this morning on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Wayne County Employee Appreciation Day is going to take place Wednesday, May 15th from 11 to 2 at Ben Park Complex. The county says they can't thank their employees enough for all they do, but they can show how much they're valued and appreciated. To show their appreciation, they'll serve lunch, have games to play, hand out service awards for 2023. This will be the first annual service award ceremony, which includes the following years of service: 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 40 years as of 2023. And the county says they look forward to seeing their employees on this day for Employee Appreciation Day, once again Wednesday from 11 to 2 at the Ben Park Complex. All this week has been National Hurricane Preparedness Week. Again, EMA Director Donnie Ray says Georgia has seen its fair share of hurricanes that produce damaging wind, heavy rains, and flooding throughout the state. They state that's why they're encouraging all Wayne County residents to take part in the National Hurricane Preparedness Week so they can plan, prepare, and know what to do in the event of a storm. Again, each day of Hurricane Preparedness Week, they provide information and activities that will prepare Wayne County residents ahead of inclement weather. Today's Friday, May 10th, they state use caution after storms. They state a key part of hurricane preparedness is understanding that the dangers that remain after a storm. They state this is not a time to put down your guard. They state nearly half of hurricane fatalities occur after the storm. And finally, the news: Hospice Society of Georgia is hosting a 9-week session on grief support. Begins this coming Monday, May 13th at 6 p.m. at Hospice. This 9-week session is going to be led by Pastor Stanley Todd. It's free and open to the public. If you have any questions or need further information before Monday, feel free to call the Hospice Society of Georgia office at 912-588-0080. Once again, all that begins Monday, May 13th at 6 p.m. Again, free and open to the public. That'll do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.